The City of Lake Oswego, Oregon, an urban community with about 40,000 residents, is located about 8 miles south of Portland and has 181 miles of streets that their Department of Public Works maintains. After enabling state legislation authorized the use of transportation utility fees, Lake Oswego implemented a street maintenance fee in 2003 to meet the city's repair and street maintenance needs. The fee is based on the number of trips a particular land use generates and is collected through the city's regular utility bill and managed by the Public Works engineering staff. It is the preferred alternative source of funding for the city's infrastructure and, as of fall 2020, has generated about $28.9 million for the city, which has helped them maintain a balanced budget. Erica Rooney, Lake Oswego's Public Works Director and City Engineer, will tell us more about the positive impact the street maintenance fee has had on the city's local transportation system and discuss the importance of community support when implementing such fees. Why did you decide to implement a transportation utility fee, and how has it benefited your overall transportation system?
In the state of Oregon, gas tax had actually been frozen for almost a decade at that point. In 1993 was the last time gas tax had been increased. And so what cities, especially local small jurisdictions, were finding was that their gas tax funds were getting depleted. They weren't going up to match the increased cost of construction. What the transportation utility fee or street maintenance fee here in Lake Oswego does for us is it provides us with a consistent funding source. And we use that almost exclusively for our pavement management section of our work. So every year we do a large number of roadways where we either do full reconstruct, perhaps a grind and overlay, ADA ramps of course go with that, or even a large number of slurry seals. We are working to increase our pavement condition index by dedicating these specific funds for that effort. And then other funds like gas tax, we're able to use those for other maintenance activities within the transportation system.
Can you explain the legislative process and requirements needed to implement a transportation utility fee in Lake Oswego?
We did not have a code section that addressed this type of fee. We had other fees identified, such as for sewer and water. We needed to develop one specifically for the street fund or for transportation. So a new chapter of our city code was developed so that we could be transparent to our constituents that this would be used very specifically for these type of activities. This is how it would be collected and also how it would be used and how it would be increased on an indexed basis. So that code language was developed. We were fortunate enough that our process is relatively easy in that by resolution, our city council is able to add a new chapter to their code, and that's how the legislative process was done for the city of Lake Oswego. Of course, there were a lot of public hearings associated with that prior to final completion, but we had just the development of code that was necessary for this activity.
How did you determine the fee?
The City of Lake Oswego made sure that the proposed fee was going to be reasonable compared to what other cities were charging. So at $3.50 a month, that seemed like a reasonable amount to ask residents to pay on their utility bill. And since then, the fee has now risen to around $9.95 a month. We like to often remind folks to put that into comparison of the cost of various goods, such as a latte nowadays costs $4.50. So for the cost of 2 lattes a month, everyone contributes to the pavement program.
How did you garner community support?
As with any new fee, oftentimes there is opposition to increase in costs. And so we did a very robust outreach program that involved meeting with the business stakeholders such as the Chamber of Commerce, Rotary, our grocery and industrial stakeholders in this area, and then also with our neighborhood association organizations who are very active. We reached out to make sure that they understood what this fee would be and how specifically it would be used. It wasn't going to be used openly for things such as parks or for more bodies at City Hall, but specifically for transportation related improvements. For that, we get a city that is actually known for its beautiful downtown core, the brick sidewalks, the hanging baskets that adorn our streetlights, and for the actual pavement condition, which is far better than many other cities in the region.